All right, class. Please calm down, quiet down. Please quiet down. Um, that is rather upsetting me, and please, I don't want you to do that. I am your substitute professor today. My name is Professor Bruce Banner. All right, class, shush, 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 shush. Please settle down. Again, my name is Professor Bruce Banner. I'm sitting in today, and I'm very pleased to be here. Going to be going over some of your lesson plan for today. Yes, your regular professor is feeling a bit ill, and I was happy to step in. Oh, well, thank you for asking. I am not a regular professor at this university. I actually travel quite a bit, sort of wandering the countryside as a professor wherever I'm needed, that sort of thing. So today, our lesson plan is radiation. Fun! Yes, today we will be covering gamma radiation. So gamma has the shortest wavelength of the normal wavelengths of radiation. It also is one of the most powerful. That is why it can be very dangerous. So if you ever find yourself in a scientific setting where there is gamma radiation, believe me, you will want to have protection. Yes, you from the back. Yes, that is correct. The individual, I think criminal is a pretty strong word, individual known as the Hulk is the result of gamma radiation. That is correct. He was doing a certain experiment, is the understanding, and was irradiated with gamma radiation. Now, class, you should know that normally the consequence of being irradiated by gamma rays is a slow and painful death. So don't go irradiating yourself hoping for superpowers. It is much more likely that the power you will develop is leukemia. However, sometimes these things can cause mutations, alterations, changes. Yes, now we are going to be covering gamma radiation, but since you asked, yes, the individual known as the Hulk does go through a transformation where this unknown individual transforms into the Hulk. Yes, you in the back. No, they do not know where the mass comes from. But there is actual mass displacement, which is fascinating, and personally, I would like to know about as well. That is why when the individual transforms into the Hulk, he rips out of his clothing, which is very annoying if you just bought a suit from Joseph Bank and you don't want to rip it. You want to keep from transform. What causes the transformation? Well, obviously, since we do not know who the individual is that is the Incredible Hulk, we can only surmise, but it has been generally understood that because the Hulk has been named at times a rage monster, that it is the emotion of anger that causes him to Hulk out. No, simply calming down does not necessarily return him back to his human form, according to the media, though it can. yes, it is known that the individual is a white, is male, middle-aged, sometimes seen wearing glasses. Well, yes, but I also look like virtually every other professor on campus, so that's not really saying anything. So anyway, about Gamma. Okay, so the rest of the class is just going to be about Hulk-related questions, isn't it? Okay, fine. So the Hulk becomes more powerful as he is angered. So he is already incredibly strong after transforming into the Hulk, but the angrier he gets, the more powerful he gets, and that makes him almost impossible to defeat. Well, yes, if you wanted to defeat him, you would have to find a way to stop him without actually attacking him. Because see, what a lot of villains make the mistake is they think, well, I can just contain him. But you know, if you're a giant rage monster with the emotional capacity of a 3-year-old, you know what you don't like more than anything? Being contained. So that actually will send him into an even bigger fit. In fact, there was a one time where Hulk allegedly was transported to an alien planet for very dumb reasons, and an entire mountain had fallen on him and his compatriots. And there was actually, the leader of the Fantastic Four actually berated him and made him angrier and angrier until he was so angry he was able to support the entire mountain falling on them and giving everyone a chance to get out. So at this time, there is actually no known limit to his strength. There is no amount that he can't lift if he gets angry enough. So you guys just remember that. If you ever do see the Hulk, remember to stay away from him and do not make him angry. And since none of us know what the Hulk is when he's not the Hulk, it can be presumed that this completely normal and no doubt very innocent individual does not want to be angered. So it would be good advice for all of you to be really kind in daily life. Isn't that a good message? To be kind. And that way, you won't accidentally anger someone. They turn into a rage monster and squish you. Isn't that fun? So, for the end of the class, can we finally get back? Yes, you in the back. Can anything defeat the Hulk? Well, yes, the Hulk has been defeated several times. He is essentially invulnerable to radiation attacks. However, various exposure to radiation at different times has robbed him of his power or changed it in unexpected ways, so that is one. Also, he is vulnerable to psychic attacks. There are, of course, many people with psionic abilities out there, and he has fallen prey to that. However, because he is a rage monster, his mind is very hard to contain. And the act, again, of trying to contain him, even mentally, will send him into that fit of rage, at which point he is almost impossible to stop. And I just want everyone here to know that, you know, if you really look at the news reports, if you really pay attention to what's going on, the Hulk is almost always saving people. He's almost always doing what's right. He's almost always doing, and you know, yes, there's a lot of property damage, but he's, you know, a 800-pound, 9-foot-tall rage monster. There's gonna be a semi or two that get squashed when he goes through town, but he's usually stopping a bad guy or a super villain or stopping a robber or something like that. It's just everyone always sees the giant green goblin, and so they end up shooting at him, and he ends up losing control and just getting so angry But we're not going to do that today. We're going to be kind. We're going to keep it together. Yes, one last question before the bell rings. No. I don't know how he always manages to keep his pants on. Are you making me angry?
Are you making me angry?
Oh, you're not? Good. Well, then please subscribe to Roleplay Riot. This was actually suggested by a viewer. He actually wanted me to do Professor Hulk, but in order to do Professor Hulk, I really would need to paint my face green, which I might do later. If you become a Patreon subscriber, I might do that as a special reward. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, go down below. I appreciate it. And remember,
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like it when I'm angry.